Hey there YouTube, welcome back to another little tiny update video. I've actually actually had half of it come yesterday and the rest of it today because the guy actually forgot to send me an element of it, but I picked up another sort of Napoleonic little vignette, and I thought I'd just show you what I got before I show you my completed field bakery, because I also actually completed that yesterday. So let me show you. This is the last set that I was kind of interested in getting, and when I think when I was first looking at like the field bakery set and the cart, I did see this, but I guess it didn't register in my mind as being Napoleonic. But it's actually like it's a sword right, another sort of backfield unit, and obviously their job is to, you know, obviously sharpen officers' swords or sharpen bayonets or whatever. It's a very basic set, but it's very, very cool. So let me just show you what you get. So basically you get 6 items. I'm also going to actually tell you where I got this from, because at the moment, while their stock lasts, you can actually pick up all 3 of the sets, the cart, the field bakery and the sword right, at a reduced price, and quite a reduced price. I think I've seen them for like over £10 on other sites, but if you go to Fighting 15s, which luckily enough is actually really close to me. It's actually, I'm in Southampton, this is the Isle of Wight, so stuff gets here really fast. It literally, I emailed the guy yesterday to say that he'd forgotten to put this guy in, and it arrived this morning. But yes, so if you go to that site, now there is a chance that the site might be down because they took damage from the storms, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be open, and you can get yourself a really good deal. Plus they've got all sorts of other stuff, Eureka stuff, on their site that, you know, is not Napoleonic, so it might, you know, some other stuff might appeal to you. But yeah, so that's my little plug. Obviously, not a sponsor, but let's show you this little cool set, because I really fell in love with it. So basically, you get a sharpening stone and a guy operating it. So that's kind of cool. So I guess he would stand like that, and then you get the actual sword right himself, or blade right, and he is obviously sharpening a officer's sword. Quite cool. Then you get another sharpening device. I'm not entirely sure what this device's name actually is, but this guy sits on it like this, and obviously it's some kind of a sharpening tool. I'm not quite sure what this guy's got in his hand. He could be, perhaps he's making like a new blade or something, because it looks like he's holding like a piece of metal, or maybe it's a hand knife. I'm not too sure, but yeah, so that's another little piece of gear. And then finally, these two guys, the next 2 figures are kind of, I guess they're called the duelists, and they're basically 2 Vivian Diers having a pillow fight. And I thought these characters were really quite cool. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with them, but I think they're really cool figures. And these guys do look like they have hussars pelisses on. So I might well have to paint them up in French hussar colour jackets. Maybe I might even copy the coats from the actual film, The Duelists, because I reckon that would be quite cool. But yeah, 2 really cool female figures there, and you can see that one of them has actually got the oldie style stockings on, which have ribbons to hold them up. So yeah, so 2 really cool figures, and of course the sword right and the other chap. Amazing little set, and like I say, £6.60, so really good price. And again, if you want the field bakery or the cantiniere with a cart, that's the same price. So my little plug there, try and save you guys some cash. Now, so let's just move these guys out of the way, and I'll show you my completed field bakery. Didn't take too long to tell the truth, but then again, I suppose you know, the majority of it was the fact that they were wearing white. I looked up a couple of pictures of other guys' versions of how they painted this, and some of them painted them up looking a little bit more civilian-y, but I wanted them to look more military, so I decided to stick with what I thought was sort of military colours. So let's bring them in. I did them on two separate bases, so I'll do the Baker first, and then I'll do the guy with the dough and the Vivienne. So let's start with this. So this is the stand, obviously, with the bread oven and the sack of bread making gear and the wood. And here we have the corporal, the sergeant. Decided to, like I say, I wanted to make this very military. So if you look at their clothing, you can see that they're basically wearing like their white trousers of their like normal uniform, but they haven't got their gaiters on. So they've got like their socks. They're obviously held up by little buckles. And I want to somehow put, obviously their hats are military, but I wanted to somehow show a little bit more of a military side. So I thought, well, how would this guy show his rank? You know, even if he's a corporal, he's got to show his rank somehow. They don't have epaulets, they don't have rank tabs, so I thought, well, maybe he's like done a little bit of you know, semi-legal field modification on his hat, and he's got his two corporal stripes actually sewn on the side of his hat there, to show that he's the corporal. I thought that was quite cool. A little bit of artistic license there. I'm sure that probably didn't really happen in real life, but so next up we've got the next stand, the dough kneaders. So again, I want to try and make these guys as military as possible. So here we have a guy with the grey trousers rather than the white, and he's actually got his he had a waistcoat on, and I thought, well, that could be like the, you know, like the uniform waistcoat. So I painted it up like that. I thought it looked quite cool. And this other chap, I noticed that he's got a peculiar type of hat, and it's almost as if it's got like a loaf of bread on top. But yeah, I think they came out quite cool, those two guys. And then obviously the Vivienne, I thought she came out awesome, actually. I must admit, I do quite like painting female figures. I've painted a fair few in my time, and I think I've perfected a nice little routine of doing them, because I think that when you do female skin, their skin's much lighter than a male. So I try and incorporate that by using lighter flash tones compared to the guys. But yeah, I think she came out really cool as well. Really great characterful face. And also you can see that I simulated some flour on the table as well, which I thought was quite a cool little thing. And obviously, because they're wearing white, you can't really see the flour. So I suppose the grey guy could theoretically be covered in some flour at the end of the day, but the other guys, you wouldn't really be able to tell. But yeah, so that's the end of this little tiny update. Very happy with this set. I think it's definitely one of my favourites, and it'll go really well into my army. Yeah, so that's the end of this. Been watching all your videos as usual, and I've even managed to pick up a couple of more subscribers, so thank you to those guys. And catch you all in my next video. Who knows what it's going to be. Till then, catch you later. Bye bye.